Welcome students. Today I will speak about hydrosphere, that is succession in water. In my previous video I spoke about xerosphere, that is succession on land. Now under our topic of ecological succession we will see hydrosphere, succession in water. So let's continue with my today's presentation, hydrosphere, succession in water. First of all, we will discuss what is succession. So succession is gradual and orderly process of change in ecosystem brought about by the progressive replacement of one community by another community until a stable climax is established. That is, whenever plant community is going, the growth and development of plant community can be divided into different stages, and all those stages are known as succession. Like the most primitive stage is called as pioneer stage. Then after pioneer stage, second step, third stage, fourth stage, such types of stages continue till there is growth of final forest consisting huge plants, and this stage is called as climax forest, which is the last stage in succession. So whenever plant community is having their growth and development in a due course of time, pioneer stage or the primitive stage will get converted into final stage known as climax. So this entire process is called as succession, the gradual and orderly process of change in an ecosystem brought about by the progressive replacement of one community by another community until a stable climax is established. Now we will see types of succession. There are two main types of succession. First one is succession on land, that is called as xerosphere, and second one is succession in water, that is called as hydrosphere. And today in this presentation I will speak about hydrosphere, that is succession in water. So let's start with hydrosphere. So when succession begins in ponds, river, or else in other water bodies, it is termed as hydrarch, and different stages of development are collectively called as hydrosphere. Hydrosphere is nothing but the growth and development of stages in a water body. On land, we have different types of water bodies present. Ponds, lakes, pools, rivers, estuaries, etc. are the examples of water bodies. So when succession begins in such water bodies such as ponds, rivers, or else in other water bodies, the succession is termed as hydrarch, and different stages of development are collectively called as hydrosphere. So this is the definition of hydrosphere, the succession which begins in water and it leads finally to the climax stage. That succession is known as hydrosphere. Now we will see stages of hydrosphere. By mistake it has been typed as xerosphere. Please consider it as hydrosphere. First stage is pioneer stage, or it is also called as phytoplankton stage. Second stage is rooted submerged stage. Third one, rooted floating stage. Then reed swamp stage, marsh meadow stage, woodland stage, and finally is climax forest. So in water succession or hydrosphere, there are 7 steps present, or 7 stages are there. Now we will discuss each stage in details. The first stage is known as pioneer stage, or it is also known as phytoplankton stage. Phytoplankton stage means in this stage in a water body, microscopic plants or organisms will grow. So pioneer stage starts with phytoplankton growth, and hence it is called as phytoplankton stage. It can be studied in newly formed man-made lake. If we want to study all the stages of hydrosphere, then we need to construct a artificial lake or pond. So we can study stages of hydrosphere in newly formed man-made lake. The pioneers include phytoplankton consisting microscopic algae, bacteria and animals. As said earlier, phytoplanktons include only microscopic organisms, and in this pioneer stage, phytoplanktons consist of small microscopic algae, bacteria and microscopic animals. Examples are Paramecium, amoeba and verticilla. These microorganisms continue their life cycle, continue their growth and development inside the water body. And whenever their growth and development ends, these phytoplanktons die. So whenever this phytoplankton die, they settle at bottom of a lake. Majority of population can be settled at bottom of the lake. After subsequent time, in a due course, the dead and decaying matter of these phytoplanktons is get mixed with sleet or soil particles present in the lake or brought by surroundings. In a man-made artificial lake, due to wave action of water and wind, soil from neighboring areas will be brought and it will be come in contact with water. The soil will get settled at the bottom of a lake, and whenever these organisms known as phytoplanktons will die, their dead and decaying matter will settle at the bottom. The decaying matter will mix with sleet which is present at the lake bottom. This results in development of soft mud at bottom of lake, or we can call as initial soil formation. This new habitat is now suitable for the growth of rooted submerged hydrophytes, and that is known as second stage of hydrosphere. So now we will see rooted submerged stage. This stage will be developed on the mud which has been produced as a result of phytoplankton death in pioneer or phytoplankton stage. On soft mud, different plants starts their growth. Examples are Nilambo, that is known as lotus, Potamogeton, Najas and Ceratophyllum. These are the few plants which are known as rooted submerged plants. Rooted submerged plants means the roots are at the bottom of the lake and the shoot or entire plant body is submerged inside the lake. It means rooted submerged plants are totally present inside the lake or inside the water. So as a result, the soft mud will be formed as a result of death of pioneer stage. On this soft mud, different plant such as Nilambo, Potamogeton, Najas and Ceratophyllum will start their growth, and these all plants are rooted submerged plants. Hence this stage is known as rooted submerged stage. In this stage, the roots of these plants get incorporated into mud. The sunlight regularly reaches to the bottom of the lake, and thus these plants grows luxuriantly in a lake. As these plants shows presence of chlorophyll pigment, they receive solar radiations or sunlight, and the sunlight when falls on the water in the lake, sunlight or solar rays will reach up to the bottom of the lake, and these plants will do photosynthesis, will make their food material glucose, and as a result the growth of these plants or of these rooted submerged plants will be luxuriant. After completing their growth and development, that is, whenever these rooted submerged plants will continue with their growth and development, at the end these plants will also die. Their dead and decaying matter mixes with mud and makes the mud level more thicker, which will be helpful for next stage of hydrosphere. So after the death, the dead and decaying matter will be mixed with the soft mud, and it will increase the level of a mud in a lake. And this habitat is now very much useful for the growth of our next stage known as rooted floating stage. So this is the third stage in hydrosphere. Rooted floating stage starts developing when there is adequate mud or soil present at the bottom of a lake, and as a result of death of pioneer stage as well as rooted submerged stage, there is good amount of mud and soil present in at the bottom of the lake, and rooted floating stage starts only when there is adequate mud or soil present at the bottom of a lake. Rooted floating stage shows plants which has roots in the mud and leaves are present on water surface. So here you can see the difference between rooted floating stage and rooted submerged stage. In submerged stage, leaves were present inside the water as like roots, but in floating stage, roots will remain present at the bottom of the lake and the leaves will present on water surface. Common examples of plants in the stage are Eichhornia, Pistia, Lemna, Azolla. These are the rooted floating stage plants. Whenever these plants complete their life cycle, they die, their dead and decaying matter will be settled at the bottom of lake, and it will result in increase of soil level at bottom and thus produces swamp forest. As a result of this death, dead and decaying material, the water in the lake becomes too shallow and it now becomes unsuitable for floating stage. Now floating stage will be replaced by reed swamp stage, or it is also known as amphibious stage. Now we will see reed swamp stage. This stage occurs when there is very less water in the lake. Plants present in this stage shows roots at bottom and leaves and shoots on water surface. Only difference between rooted floating stage and reed swamp stage is that in rooted floating stage there were plenty of water, and in this stage water is very less, and hence this stage is called as reed swamp stage, and this stage will occur only when there is very less amount of water. Plants such as Typha and Rumex are the examples of this stage. Again, after completing the life cycle, these plants die and their dead and decaying material will increase amount of soil and will decrease amount of water. So after this stage, marsh meadow stage will start appearing. Now we will see marsh meadow stage. This stage is developed when there is very less amount of water in a lake. In this stage, hydrophytes are the luxuriantly growing plants. That is, the lake will be having very less amount of water major amount of water will be reduced, and on that position soil will be formed, and hence hydrophytes will start growing luxuriantly in this stage. The common species of hydrophytes includes Cyperus and Eleocharis. Again, when marsh meadow stage will become suitable for growth of mesophytes and terrestrial plants. So this is the proper stage where growth and development of terrestrial plants, that is plants found on land, will takes place. These plants are called as mesophytes because for lands plants there is no need of having large amount of water, but soil is also important. So in this condition, when there is very low amount of water and adequate soil is present, marsh meadow stage will become now suitable for growth of mesophytes and terrestrial plants. Now we will see woodland stage. This stage constitutes the majority of shrubs and trees. Now there is very less amount of water, and hence in this stage shrubs and trees will start their growth. Common plants are Syzygium, Salix and Ficus. These are the woody plants that react upon the habitat by producing shade and decreases water level in the soil. Now our lake is just a lake, but the major portion of the lake is having large amount of soil, and in this soil different types of shrubs and trees will grow, and finally they produce shade and decreases water level in the soil. This will lead to the development of final stage of hydrosphere, and it is known as climax forest. This stage is created after the accumulation of humans. So whenever on this earth forests were created, the last stage of forest is known as climax forest, and that has been created only after the accumulation of human beings. That is, now whatever the forest is present around us, the system of forest or that ecosystem is called as climax forest, and that forest has been created only after the accumulation of humans. The common species includes Alstonia, Ginkgo, Mangifera, Terminalia, and so many plants are there. And this climax forest stage is composed of huge trees. That is, the forest, whatever the forest we can see around our area, the stage is called as climax forest. This is how we can study different stages of hydrosphere. That is, whenever initially only water body is there, the microscopic plants and animals grow. Subsequently, as time passes, the water level will get decreased and it will be replaced by a large amount of soil. And finally, after a gap of so many years, the water body will not remain as a water body, but it will be converted into a land having a rich vegetation cover. So this is all about hydrosphere. Thank you.